Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So, while we were sleeping, Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. That's right. It formed another all-time high. And you know what? More gains are coming. This train is not going to stop. And I'm going to show you some staggering numbers from today and yesterday. So, let's do this. Welcome, guys. Look at where Bitcoin is right now. Last night when I was streaming, I was talking about what dip. We're hovering around 71.8, 72,000. But you know what? While we were sleeping, most of us, in Europe, maybe it was the middle of the day, Bitcoin shot up and formed a new high at 73,700. We're just inching away, guys. We're just inching away, getting higher and higher and higher. And ever since we broke out above our previous high, it's been super stagnant, sideways, right? That's good. I'm saying that as a good thing. We're not saying major volatility, dropping left and right. No, because this is the new standard now. This is the new layer, the new base layer, I should say. Because there are so much buying going on. There's just so much every single day. And this is not going to stop, right? So, fantastic stuff. We formed a new high just today. But like I said, this is just the beginning. This is certainly nowhere close to our full potential, let's say, for Bitcoin. Right? So why is this happening? Why do we make a new high? Well, I think you guys know supply shock. That's what's happening. ETF Flow skyrocketing. In fact, we formed a new record. I said this. I called this a week ago or 2 weeks ago when we were inflowing, $500, $600 million into Bitcoin per day. I'm like, just wait. Wait until we form a new high and wait until those ETFs start hitting billions per day. And that is exactly what happened. Yesterday was the first time in history where the Bitcoin ETFs, all of them in combination, had a record $1+ billion of Bitcoin inflow. 1 billion inflow. Think about it. Per day now, we're at 1 billion inflow. If you times that by 365, that's 365 billion that will be eaten away from circulation. That's if we stay at 1 billion, but this is going to increase. Soon this will be at 1.5 billion, 2 billion, right? We're talking about possibly $1 trillion going into these ETFs within a year. And you may be thinking, well, George, we're only barely above $1 trillion. Well, think about it. By then, Bitcoin's overall market cap could be at 5 trillion or 10 trillion already. I mean, these guys are just soaking up things like at a, I don't know. I don't know what other adverb to say. They're super duper fast level, I guess, or fast pace. Blackrock took in yesterday, just Blackrock alone, almost 12,000 Bitcoin. And then you had ARK out of nowhere having 1,300. Van Eyck had 1,600, okay? And Grayscale went down from selling 6,800 Bitcoin the day before to only 1,100 yesterday. So Grayscale selling may be slowing down once again. And if it gets really low, well, that would be even better, right? So BlackRock now holds 215,000 Bitcoin, which is slightly under Michael Saylor. But again, like I said, these guys are not going to stop. And when I say these guys, these are fund makers. Yes, fund issuers, I know. But it's all the institutions out there that are utilizing these and buying. All the institutions and companies and retail investors and funds that are FOMOing in right now. I keep on covering all the FOMO from institutions and other funds and BlackRock themselves and Fidelity themselves, everyone is loading up, and this is barely scratching the surface. So like I said, BlackRock is at over 200,000 Bitcoin that they hold in their fund. Michael Saylor, he just bought, what, $800 million worth of Bitcoin. He holds 205,000, overall worth $15 billion, all-time high. He's plus 115%. That isn't too bad. Look at all the buys. Yes, he has bought a lot of tops, but then again, he bought a lot of bottoms too. So overall, he is winning, but still 205,000 Bitcoin versus 203 today. BlackRock will surpass Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy. There's no more denying it anymore. It will happen today, and it's going to push BlackRock to becoming the #1 publicly traded company with the most Bitcoin, I think. I think that would be correct in saying that. But anyways, you know Michael Saylor, he's not going to stop. They're going to keep on accumulating, and it's the right move. Based on Saylor, anyone that doesn't buy Bitcoin is considered poor. That's what you call them. People who depend on fiat are poor people. Okay? People who depend and load up on Bitcoin are who you call rich. That's according to Michael Saylor. Just paraphrasing. That's not exact quote. But I showed the clip yesterday. Anyway, so ever since the ETF announcement, we had a little bit of sell-the news that a lot of people were talking about and a lot of other analysts. There are still some that I think have their shorts open. I have no idea how that's possible. But we have gone up basically 100% since that bottom. Okay? And it's just not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Realized cap for Bitcoin is climbing up at a rate of 54 billion a month. What does that mean? Realized cap basically is measuring the real value of traded Bitcoin, okay? Like that's been traded recently, not ones that's been held for a long time. So whenever you see that go up, that means there are a lot of people buying, a lot of people trading. And if that number is going up by leaps and bounds right now, that just shows you how much FOMO is coming in overall. And that's, of course, a very, very, very good thing. And like I said, more gains coming. The Euphoria Zone, according to Bitcoin Monger, that normally happens after you break an all-time high, right? We have just broken not too long ago, 69,000. And that, this, you can't really see it because we just started, but there's like a very light green on the very right side that shows that we are in the Euphoria Zone. We're in the parabolic bull zone, right? So the best way to prepare is just prepare. just watch your portfolio go up in value. That's really all you have to do is, you did all the hard work. You lived through crypto winter. You DCA'd and you hodled when other people said it was stupid and they laughed at you. Now it's no work. All you had to do is tune in and watch your portfolio go up. That's all that you need to do. And speaking of gains, altcoins. Some have moved. I covered, a lot. But Injective formed a new high yesterday. Avalanche started moving. Solana started moving. Cardano, Ethereum are moving, right? Altcoins are moving, but altcoin season is certainly not here yet. Now, according to this person, altcoin season will start after the halving event in May, based on this dominance chart. I don't know about that. I've always said I don't know if you can chart dominance, Bitcoin dominance, because if we're getting billions upon billions upon billions from the ETFs every single day, is the Bitcoin dominance really going to go away? Makes you wonder. I don't know. But we know it's going to come. Every cycle, it always flips to the alts, and that's when things get really crazy, right? But right now, the ones to look at are the L2s for Ethereum because of this big upgrade. And this is pretty staggering if you look at it. This upgrade is going to help the L2 specifically, not Ethereum necessarily. Okay, look at this. Arbitrum fees dropped from $2 to 40 cents. Optimism drops from $1.42 down to 28 cents. And base drops from 58 cents to 1 cent. Okay, those are significant drops. But Ethereum itself, unfortunately, you see no difference whatsoever. It's a weird upgrade. It's a weird upgrade. It's an upgrade that only helps L2s. It doesn't help itself. Ethereum should come up with an upgrade to drop its own fees, not the L2s, right? But I get what they're doing. They're trying to better the whole ecosystem and prepare themselves for when they truly can scale. But right now, they're just trying to help the ecosystem, right? So I think all the L2s that you see, right? Optimism, Base. Well, Base doesn't have a coin, but Arbitrum, Optimism. Then you have like Manta Pacific, Metis, and several others. All these L2s will benefit greatly. All right, what else is there? I saw Cardano also is trying to integrate Firefly because it's like a different set of super nodes or something, and it's supposed to help Cardano scale as well. I don't know how far along they are with this, but that is something else that Cardano is looking to do. But if you look at Cardano's TVL, it's finally really starting to go up. Cardano's TVL, total value locked, has been pretty low, relatively speaking, versus a market cap. But now it's starting to climb up bigger and bigger and bigger. So overall, that's pretty darn good. All right, guys, that is it. Let's do some Q&A. All right, got my camera set again. All right. Let's see here. George, have you adjusted your price prediction for Bitcoin based on what we're seeing right now? No, I'd say before we would call 250,000 by the end of this cycle, and that was like I think back then, when we were saying it, that was like the best case scenario. Now 250,000 is more conservative. I think it's still a good target to hit. But now, the way we're going, we can be going a lot higher. But I'll stick with that. I think 250,000. Let's see where we end at end of this year. If we end this year, let's say at 150,000, which is double where we are right now, then 250,000 will be too conservative next year, right? But if we hit only 100,000 by the end of this year, which I think is near impossible, we will be much higher than 100,000 by the end of this year. But we'll have to readjust. We'll readjust after this year. Edison asked, do you think Bitcoin will go to 9,500, then drop 10% and go up again? Yes. I mean, we could drop 10% anytime. We've been dropping 10% and then we just come right back up. If you notice, we've been dropping a lot of 10, 15% recently. Hey G, thanks to Kakinu, my portfolio is now up to $200,000. 50% is held in Kak. My question is, will you diversify these profits? Yes. If you made a lot with Kak, great, but don't miss out on all their good stuff, man. I mean, I think Kaka's going to go up a lot higher, but still, don't miss out on all the other great projects. You might regret that if you don't. Viral short videos, thank you. Bina, Dara Bands, thank you. Price prediction on VET, I can't tell you. I'll just say it's go get to previous highs and surpass it. I just talked about the ETH upgrade, okay? This is not going to help ETH. It's going to help the L2s. So, we'll see. But the L2s like Arbitrum, Optimism, and others, they should see a massive increase in volume because now it's so much cheaper. Oh, wow. Look at BNB. BNB out of nowhere. I have not been tracking BNB, but man, 11% today. They are at $87 billion. I don't think people realize how big BNB is. I got over 50 people following you now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sol's ecosystem is lacking in infrastructure and dApps compared to ETH. Thoughts on huge influx of non-meme projects on Sol this past week? Well, of course. I mean, Solana has not been around nearly as long as ETH. ETH's community and development base is still the biggest. They're both the biggest by far. But that doesn't mean things won't change. You know, and as for new dApps, there are a lot that's coming aboard. George, Bitcoin at 250K. Can't we see alts do 20, 30x top 150? Sure we can. We can. But a lot of money will be flowing everywhere, right? But when people ask me for price predictions, I say like the top 5, top 10 could at least do a 10x. But really, honestly, they could do more than that. They could do 15, 20x. And a lot of the ones outside the top 10 can certainly do a 20x, maybe even 30x, right? A lot of them are still way off from their previous high. So, I mean, let's just take Cardano, for example. Cardano, all-time high above $3, right? So it has to go up, what, 3x, 300% to get back to previous high. So 3x. So after it hits 3x, can it go more? Yeah, maybe another 3x. That would give it a 10x right there, right? Maybe it could go more than that. Maybe it goes 5x. Then that would be what? Like an equivalent of a 15x. So a lot of these are still way off from their previous high. But I do think most, if not all, in the top 100 will break their previous high and go further. Multi-bit and Satoshi VM. You know, to be honest, I don't pay that much attention to all the BRC20 stuff, but I have heard of both of them. Satoshi VM had a lot of controversy, so I'm glad I stayed away from that one. Multi-bit, I've looked at them before. It's you know, they're like a Bitcoin infrastructure play, so I'd say Mubi is okay. Could be a good one as BRC20 gets hotter. Satoshi VM I stay away from. What do you think about Alchemy Pay? Sounds amazing. They're a fiat on-ramp, off-ramp system. They were very hot in 2021. These days, there seems to be more ways to onboard or on-ramp, off-ramp fiat. But look at that climb. Look at that climb back in 2021. They shot up to 16 cents. So they still have to do a 5x to get back there. We'll see. They're still making partnerships. They're still helping a lot of dApps do fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. Never heard of this project. Avalanche is still going strong, plus 11%, or oops, now down to plus 7%. Tonguecoin, they announced some like revenue sharing recently, up 20%. Near Protocol, still hot. Well, I hate this this real-time adjustment. It's still hot because of the AI conference. Pepe went up a little bit because of a Elon tweet, I think. Thorchain coming back to life. Algo, Whiff having a good day today. Thank you for your videos. My Bitcoin allocation is only 10%. Everything else in the ADA, ETH, Sol, Shi, Bonk. Any recommendation, change the percentage? Well, yeah, Bitcoin should not be 10%. It should be a lot higher than that. You can only choose one. Coxneck, Shi, Bonk. Who do you got? Out of those, I would choose probably Cock at this point. I work 60 hours a week and it's really hard to save. Everything goes on car repair and food. I need crypto to boost my financial status. Well, Stinger, you came to the right place. I know sometimes it's really hard to make ends meet. But you know what? Whatever you can save up, it's gonna be tough. But whatever you can save up, you got to invest with it. That's how you break out of your normal like struggles, right? To break the chains of a 9 to 5. But in your case, not even 9 to 5. But that's what investing does. Well, that's what Bitcoin does. Jack Daniels asking about Nibi. Is it Nibi? Nubaru chain. Brand new chain. Don't know too much about it. Let's take a look real quick. Secure smart contract platform. Okay. Backers, a lot of backers. It looks like every other chain that came out on. It looks like every other chain that came out on Cosmos. Can't really say much about it. Has Gareth been liquidated from a short position? I don't know. Last time I heard, at least people tell me that he added to it. I don't know. Hopefully he closed it or got liquidated. I don't know. It's silly to be shorting Bitcoin right now. I mean, short position, sure. Like short term, sure. But like he's been shorting since whatever. 17K or 15K or whatever you started at. That's just ridiculous. Opinions on Alchemy Exchange. Sorry, never used it. BCH, garbage. Injective, good. Dot, good. Which one is the best investment? Injective. He said he only used 1x on that short. Well, still. Why would you do it? None of my family and friends understand crypto. They think it's some Ponzi and only know of BTC. Okay. This really is the times where email internet first came out, no one understands. Look at today. I mean, the thing is, at least if they understand Bitcoin, there's a basis there, and then you can build off of that. But most do not even care about Bitcoin, and they don't understand it, right? That's in this day and age, if you don't at least know a little bit about Bitcoin, they don't have to be a pro at it. They don't have to know everything. But this day and age, when it comes to we have so much information at our access. You can simply Google it, right? Or tune in my streams or whatever. There's so much ways to get information. So everyone should know about Bitcoin. Whether they hold some, that's a different story. But obviously holding and knowing are the best. Look at the volume on the monthly. Man, too bad. Too bad there's some selling. Or we would have had a really good stream. Let's see. Oops. Monthly, gotta zoom out. It's not bad. Not as high as some of the levels before, but still growing. Yeah, this shows we definitely started a parabolic bull run already. I gotta get rid of all these lines. There's no point to them anymore. It's not like we're gonna fall back down to them anymore. Let's see, this one. I'll keep the 63, although there's almost no chance we fall back there. Maybe we do. Maybe we do, but still. I'll leave that. My mother is 76. She's a Bitcoiner. Awesome. My mom is close to that too, and she finally listened over the years. She kept her Bitcoins from years before, added to it, and now she's pretty happy. Let's just say that, very happy. No Money G says, people had over 2 years to buy Bitcoin cheap. Most choose to look away. Yes. Most do not want to buy when there's panic, right? That's why. Not everyone could be rich. I mean, that's as bad as that sound, not everyone could be a leader. Not everyone could be successful. Not everyone could be rich. Those that choose to make a change in their life or choose to understand or choose a certain path will set them apart from everyone else, right? There will always be people on this planet that will ignore Bitcoin. And that might be forever. We try to educate, we try to get people involved, but there are some people that will not listen no matter what. That just means more gains for us. George, need some low caps that have 100x potential this year. I've been telling you guys, man. Kulo's one of those. Still 29 million market cap. This could head straight to $1 billion. That's what I'm looking for. But that is one of them. I think Kulo being a meme the biggest meme on Polygon. And knowing that the founder, Moon Daddy, has big plans for it, I don't think they're going to stop. Eduardo, we have a name for people who use fiat as store value. Poor. Yes. That's quite funny. Very arrogant, but funny. What do you think about the ETH upgrade today? It's not going to do anything for ETH. Okay. I don't think people understand that this ETH upgrade does nothing for ETH. I mean, it does some stuff, but it's meant to help L2s. Okay. Look at the difference before and after the upgrade. Before and after, ETH does not get any cheaper at all. But the L2s, they get a lot cheaper. So it's going to help the L2s. But it's not going to help Ethereum itself. Just so people know. Ooh, coming back. Coming back. Looking good. Happy protocol. Don't know too much about it. Russian bot, yes. Never going to support that. If Cock merges with Kula, which won't happen, where do you see the market cap going? I'll be like, I don't know, 10 billion, 40 billion, 50 billion. You know, you never know. Shiba Inu went up to 40 billion in the last cycle. Okay, who's to say a meme can't get up to 40 billion? Doge went up to 70 billion last cycle. Who's to say another meme can't get to 70 billion? Who knows? Who knows? Iceman Crypto, I own the F360. I had that too. That's a really nice car. I have a F8 now. I don't show it off too much, you know, especially in the bear market. No one wants to see that, but I'll show off more now. And I just bought a nice G-Wagon too. I took out the brush guard yesterday and it looks so much better. Marco, there will be new drivers only videos soon. Took a long break. I brought a new host, so it's gonna be like me and a new host, like mixed around. But there'll be a lot more videos coming up soon. Angel Pump meme on AVAX. I don't know anything about it. But I do know there is another meme coming out on AVAX I'm looking forward to. And I'll share that later. Give us your opinion on Manta. Well, they will definitely benefit from this ETH upgrade. And they are... They are one of the... What is it? L2... beat here. If you look at L2 beat, Blast actually came up to number 3, but Manta is 4, and they will benefit from this upgrade. All these will. Yeah, I'm not going to... Everyone asking about Milady, I got burned with that. I'm not going to get back into that. I told everyone about it. I'm like, you're going to get burned. And then I fell for the trap because everyone was talking about it. I bought some and then just dumped. And then I'm like, okay, that's enough. I knew better. So... You think NFTs will rise again? Yeah, NFTs will. It's kind of funny how NFT is really lagging right now. Even though the market coming up, I think this kind of shows that Bitcoin rally is driven by institutions, not retail. That's why the alts and NFTs have not skyrocketed to all-time highs because a lot of retail is still kind of down and depressed. But it will change. It will change. When altcoin season truly here, that's when things changes drastically. G-Wagon, is it a good car? Oh, hell yeah, it is. You feel like a king when you're driving around a G-Wagon. I love it. I had a good, yesterday was the first time I had a good ride in it. Can you say hi to my mate, Marcin? He's your twin. Hi, Marcin. G-Wagon is an abomination. I never understood it until recently, but once you understand, it's awesome. There's triple lockers. Not that I'll ever go off-roading with it, but you sit high up like a full-size truck height. Has a great sounding V8, and the interior is ultra luxurious. But there's like a old school vibe about it. Like the doors, you have to slam them every time to close them right. You know, it's just a weird thing, but it's great. I can see why everyone loves it. Blazo, thank you. Hey man, we're coming back up. 73,000. Why not go GLE? Because it sucks. This doesn't suck. It's just normal. There's nothing special about that car. Chain GPT. I don't like that name. I don't like anything that tries to copy GPT. Now it's time to build yourself a bunker. I was actually thinking about that. Is that really necessary? I don't know what this is. I don't know why everyone's asking about it. You need a Model Y. I had a Model Y for a year, and then I sold it to my friend. There's not one special thing about the Model Y. It's really affordable, and it's decent in everything it does. For that class, for that price range, it's hard to beat, but is nowhere near a lot of the luxury cars above it. If the Fed does not cut rates, will affect the bull run. A little bit, but not really. Not when, you know, these ETFs are adding $1 billion per day of Bitcoin in their funds. So it'll affect it a little bit. Obviously, without it, I think there's going to be less FOMO, but with it, there's going to be a lot more FOMO. I want an F-150 Lightning. It is. I've driven that before. It is the best driving F-150 there is. However, just be aware, Ford may not be supporting it. Ford is losing so much money from the Lightning and EVs in general, so they're like kind of shifting away from it. And towing really sucks with it. You lose all your range right away. Winter driving also kind of sucks with it. So just be careful. Would you let your wife drive that G-Wagon? Sure. It might be hers, but she doesn't want it. She drives a GLS. 450A or 430 manual. If I had to choose, 430 manual. First of all, that car is worth a ton. Second of all, if you're not gonna be driving a Ferrari daily, right? It's a summer car or it's a a weekend car. I'd rather be shifting my own gears in a 430 than drive a 458. 458 is nice, but when you're driving around town, you don't feel anything. 430 manual, I would buy a 430 manual. That's the last manual transmission Ferrari there is. If you can find one, they're super, super rare. I would get a 430 manual over like a 430 Scuderia, which is really good, but still, you can't beat that manual feel. Do you use TradingView to trade? Yeah, TradingView. Everyone uses TradingView. I don't know anyone that doesn't use TradingView. Look at this. Look at this. We're climbing up real good. How is Club 11? What's Club 11? What's more of a fun card, Type R or M3? Type R or M2 would be better. M2 is more raw than M3. It's smaller. It's still freaking fast. I think it looks better. I think M2 is a gem of a car, but it's way more than the Type R. Type R is like mid 40s. M2 is like high, I think it's mid 50s or high 50s. They're both extremely fun. Depends on what you're looking for. You could buy a Type R at MSRP now. You don't have to pay over MSRP. Lazaro says, I remember my portfolio been in 9K in a bear market, now 266K. That's kind of crazy. To go from 9K to 266K. Not even my DCA portfolios like that. So you must be holding some really nice gems there. Do you leverage with your cock? Now on MEXC. MEXC and Bybit added leverage on May. No Cybertruck. My wife has told me I can't get the Cybertruck. She hates it with that much of a passion. She says I'm prohibited from buying a Cybertruck. Mark, what about Car Channel? I do have one. It's called Drivers Only. Iceman, thank you. Yeah, I have not driven a new Type R, but I'm sure it's better than the old one. The old Type R, the last generation, was so fun. That was the most fun car I think I've ever driven until the Corolla GR replaced it. No one talks about the Corolla GR, and I think that's a mistake. Corolla GR is all-wheel drive, hot hatch. It looks great, and it drives amazing. Amazing. I have not driven a Type R, but Type R is front-wheel drive. So there's a big difference there. Hey, Lisa. I guess you're on the same page with my wife. She just really does not want me to get a Cybertruck. She's like, I can buy any truck I want, just not the Cybertruck. So eventually when the Raptor R gets lower price, I'll get that. I'm not against Lambos. I just don't. I think they're just too overplayed. I mean, Lambos, basically owned by VW, they mass produce. So none of them really retain their value unless you get the super limited ones. But, you know, the Huracan doesn't really hold its value well. I invested 120K. Okay, that makes more sense. 120K to 270K, that sounds good. 9K to 270K, that's amazing. Escalade versus Navigator is no contest. Escalade. Ford has not been doing a good job on the Navigators, or any Lincolns for that matter. My son works for Tesla and runs a Cyberpress. Really? For which car, or all cars? I know they got some crazy presses. GT40 is the ultimate supercar to drive. The old original or like 2005 one. I would love to get like a 2005 Ford GT40. Like that is still, to me, looks absolutely gorgeous. Still fast. It's manual. But they have gone up in price so much. But now that you remind me, I'm going to start searching for that. I know a lot of other YouTubers started buying it. Like Doug DeMero bought it. But man, that's still like one of the most perfect cars. Yeah, that actually, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at that as my next car. All right, guys. That's enough. Enough for today. Anyways, we hit a new all-time high. And more gains are coming, guys. Okay? There will be a lot more gains. There will be a lot more buying. These inflows are going to get crazier into these ETFs. And you know what? All you have to do is hold DCA and let the gains come to you. All right, that's it. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Today's Wednesday. We're going to check out the DCA portfolio tonight and see how it is. It will be at all-time high. I'll guarantee that. All right, take care, guys.